Hello, good morning. And yes, we're live on my intentional parenting journey this morning. And you're welcome. My name is Wendy Odoge, and I'm the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. The Intentional Parent Academy is an academy for parents where parents learn how to parent. If you can see me, you can hear me. Please let me see your comments right in the comment section telling me you can see and hear me. All right. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We've been on this for the past first day of September. I'm going to run this for 90 days. All right, so you're welcome to the show. This morning we have Benedicta. All right, Benedicta is going to log in now and we're going to let her share her journey. I have particularly learned too much from the people who are sharing their journey about their intentional parenting, how they are doing it, what they are doing. And I've had more insight than that you can ever imagine, really. And so today we're going to have um, one of these, parents share with us. All right, so you can see me, you can hear me. Let me see you in the comment. Tell me where you're streaming live from. Tell me where you are joining us from while we wait our guest. All right. So and tell me how have the my intentional parenting journey been for you? It was Magistrate Fufunwa Ikobayo that was here first, and it was amazing. I remember at her session, she has a sort of one teenager and then the sort of toddlers, the sort of twins. I can imagine her journey was so interesting that everybody looked forward to the things that she said and all of that. Okay, so we also have had more other interesting people right in the process. Thank you so much, Benedicta, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. It is an honor to have you here at my intentional parenting journey.
Thank you, Coach. I'm honored and I'm very happy to be here. And thanks for all you do. God bless you.
God bless you, Ma, and thank you for joining me this morning. I know that your journey is interesting. I've had the privilege of, getting, insight maybe when you share one-on-one with me and say, oh, this is where I am and all of that. So Madam Benedicta I've never spoken to her like this before, but she's one of the people that, will send me some chats, and say, oh, this is what has happened. And it's interesting that I'm going to hear your journey firsthand today. So, ma'am, let's start from the beginning. How did you get to know about the Intentional Parenting Academy? How did you hear about the inner circle? What made you join?
Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much. I think in the year 2020, that was when the end of the year, I was doing my master's program in the University of Benin. So I was about rounding off. So one day, a friend and a sister of mine, Sheye Rita, I will never forget that. So I saw her status. Her status said parenting. They were doing an annual this thing, then the annual parenting program.
Conference.
So when
Yes.
I saw it, I said, wow, there is something like this. I was not telling her, I said, why didn't you tell me that there's, she said some of her sisters and herself, they've been following you. She said, Ma, can you give it, just try and look at this person and look at what she's doing. So I said, okay. So I was kind of, when I log into your platform, I just put my hand and say, this woman, when I look, I say, this one with this golden hair, me and I were not discussing. I said, so I was not saying that. I said, okay. She said, just listen. I pushed it aside. After a while, I picked it up. I said, let me listen. And I started listening to you. I was giving her feedback. I said, we will not discuss some things because she do get some counsel and knowledge from me. So I said, okay. I started following you. So in June 2021, precisely, we are almost rounding up, and she gave me your number. I said, so you can contact this person just like that. I said, okay. So I decided to contact you, and you responded to me within few minutes. I was happy about that. I said, that is good. So I said, how can I join? I was hearing inner circle, inner circle, inner circle. I said, which one is inner circle? I am a very inquisitive person. I said, I want to know what. I just texted you the first time. I said, please, I want you to. You said, no, it's not yet time to join, but I can book ahead. I said, why not? Let me then. There was, I think it was sex educate your child like a pro was going on. I said, I want to pay for both. So you send me the details and I paid for it. And I have been your disciple since then and follower since then. And it has been amazing. It has been a life changing experience for me. I am somebody that, when you talk about so many things, I knew some things at the surface. Some I just need them surface. One thing I was much concerned about before entering the inner circle, I took my time. As a Christian, my background and where I'm
Mm,
coming from, my beliefs, I am a minister of a ministry, so I
mm,
have some deeper spiritual Christian background. So I was looking. I said, I even chatted you about it. I said, you just said you were just looking. I said, this person knows what she's. When I started listening to you, I said, wow. I knew that some of the biblical things I know they weren't deep enough. You I started I was now on a journey to discover who am I. So Coach Wendy, it has been a wonderful journey, and that is how I get to know about the inner circle. And I jumped at it, and I'm somebody that's a legacy. You see, there are some things my father was doing. I didn't know it was legacy. You made me to know those are legacies. I saw it in myself, I saw it in my siblings. So and I say, wow. So when you were talking, I started putting things together and I started having knowledge. And it has been a wonderful journey, Coach Wendy. And one of the best
amazing.
decisions of my life. This is one of the best
Wow.
decisions of my life. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. And I thank God
Mm.
I'm not rich. I'm doing it till eternity as far as, and I believe intentional parenting will continue to exist. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Madam Benedicta is the minister of the gospel. Somehow, I come in contact with a lot of ministers of the gospel, pastors' wives, and all of that. And many of the times, I hear same thing, because a lot of the times there's this, parenting. Everything in life is spiritual. So there's this thing about parenting journey that over the years everybody have just seen that, oh, okay, interpretation of the gospel can only be done by a certain group of people. And it's one thing that I've also learned on my journey, that see, when God can give teachers, right, the insights to be able to interpret the gospel, not necessarily being able to own a church, right? So
Mm.
and that's why the inner circle parents will say we own our own cathedral. So you are welcome
Yes.
to the cathedral.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So
Mm.
share with me, when you finally joined the inner circle, what was that thing that I know you shared that one of the things that hit you was your spiritual life, knowing that, okay, my spiritual life, I think I need to do more, where I'm coming from and all of that. But what was that thing that your spiritual life, your family life, everything together? What was your biggest, what was your biggest hit, your biggest takeaway?
Okay, thank you. When I joined the inner circle, the first after the induction, I I am somebody that I put when I'm doing something. It's one of the legacy my father passed on without us knowing. We are very serious-minded people. We are very
Mm,
loyal and
mm,
truthful. Loyal,
mm,
very, very. So
mm,
if I take a journey or I take any step, I like seeing it to the end. I will want to see it to the. I want to see there's something more. Let me just. So when I entered the inner circle, and the first assignment was values, build your family values and everything. I sat. I started meditating. I called. I have a little bit knowledge about parenting. I now knew that I don't know anything. I don't know jack. I was just running with what people say or what I learned from my parents that they didn't even do well. I was just running with it. I was parenting with fear, so much fear, because the
mm,
environment that I live in, we live in like a residential area. I lock my children up. You don't go out. you don't do activities, you don't relate. I am a kind of person that I'm in between introvert and extrovert. When in inner circle, there are a lot of noises going on, coach. A lot of noises every day. You see people back, back. But people like us, once in a while. But I take these are my journals. There are several of them. So inner circle is a place that when I get into the inner circle, it was like when you are being taken to an emergency unit in the hospital, you are being immediately action. So I was open up every aspect of my life. It was not just parenting. When I enter, I say, I want there's something I promised God. I said, I want to hand over a generation that can serve you more than what my parents did. I want to hand over a generation that will be useful to God. How do I do that? Without a system, without a structure. I started, so when I got into the inner circle, I knew that this was a direction from God for me at this point in time. When you look at even the Bible chronological and everything, so every dispensation, there is always somebody sent for that time, for that dispensation. And for the people that were able to open their eyes in the dispensation of Noah, this was the dispensation. The time of all the prophets was a dispensation. So this time was like, is a dispensation of somebody like Coach Wendy to bring in so much insight in parenting. And it's not just parenting. Do you know when I entered the inner circle, I started seeing myself, my marriage, my business, my career. I am a woman that wear a lot of caps. A lot. I have a full-time house help in the house. I jump from pillar to post. We run a family business with my husband. So I was running the business. I was going to school. I was just want to improve on my career. I didn't know that I don't even discover where I am. I was just going like, I want to prove some people wrong. I want to prove some points. And when I entered the inner circle, I started seeing that I am not doing well in the aspect of parenting. In my spiritual life, I started seeing that there are gaps I need to quickly fill up. My marriage, coach, every aspect of my life started opening up for me. I now started say, wow. I started changing my orientation about life. My children, they were feeling I have to stop the house help that was staying with me for over 6 years, going to 6 years. I said, thank you so much. It is time for you to go. I am not always around. I can go for days for business trips and come back and go on and on like that. But I thank God for the inner circle. Said, parenting is all about me. That was the first thing I caught while I entered into the inner circle. I was saying it, parenting is all about me. That means I need to model to my children. And it's not just saying, oh, my child have problem. I have issues, but I don't know how to solve that. I don't know what to do. I just say, okay, everything will pass with time. He didn't. I key into the inner circle. In fact, before the inner circle I entered, I bought all the books in level 1. I ordered all of them. I sat down, I started going through all of them. I said, hey, I called down my friend and sister. I said, where have I been? Where have I been? Now I have a teenage, I have preteen, I have a 10-year-old, and I have an 8-year-old. But the journey so far has been, I have metaphors. Let me put it like that. Inner circle will make it to metaphors. Inner circle will broaden your mentality. Inner circle is not just a journey. It's a journey you took on like you took a journey on a jet. We are on zero level and you saw yourself up there. I was that type that I was not too much people like that. I hold a lot of leadership position. When I enter the inner circle, when I now talk, I talk with knowledge. People want to hear
Hmm.
what I'm saying. And there's a lot of growth going on in my life.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. We're on here with Madam Benedicta, all the way from Warwick. Did I tell you that she's also one of our book distributors? All right, so she's one of the people that have said, this thing, I'm going to shove it down people's throats, and and they're going to catch it by fire, by force. And thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing that. Whenever so sorry, I think all right, so sorry about that. I was trying to switch in between networks. Thank you so much for
Okay.
being here. All right, so
Yes.
whenever we talk about the inner circle, and one of the first things that you get into the inner circle to hear is parenting is about me. In fact, a lot of people fight me. So usually, so we have a new staff, and I said, "Are you ready for December?" Because in December we don't sleep, we don't play, we don't. In fact, she was just looking at me like, "What are you saying?" Because that's when we're onboarding a lot of new inner circle parents, and some of the things that I'm going to be saying is going to be really hitting them, in different ways. Like, what are you saying? Like, are you really saying that? I remember that when I, said parenting is about you the first time. In fact, I don't think that night I rested. People were bombarding me. What do you think? What of when the child is doing this? How can you say it's about me? So I usually would say that even that word hit me. It hit me myself, right when I heard it. I heard it so many years ago, and I mistakenly mentioned it to my husband. And while on my journey, something will happen. I'll say, "No, I'm not going to take it." My husband will just say, "But parenting is about you." I'm like, "No, don't tell me that. Parenting is about me, and this child is doing this." And it's one of those words that takes you a very long time to actually be able to assimilate and then be
Yes.
able to walk through. So we have Madam Benedicta sharing with us on her intentional parenting journey. So if you're in worry, this is the woman you should connect with. Trust me, you will be glad that you did. And so share with me, Ma, how did you? I know that you were a very busy person. I know that there are a lot of things that you do. I know that you're a minister of the gospel. I know that you run big businesses. I know a bit. So how were you able to come to terms that you actually really need to parent one, and how were you able to manage your time to be able to be there, and what is the effect on your children? Has it changed anything? Have your journey changed anything with your children? Where were they before? Where are they now? Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, Coach. The first, like I said, when I got into the inner circle, parenting is all about me. Hmm. I said, okay, all this my jumping up and down and all the rest, I need to calm down. So immediately after my master's degree program, I got into the PhD program. I was supposed to start in a few months' time. And I looked at myself. I said, is this these children? Won't I? This is my first ministry that God has given to me. And the Spirit of God just tell me, you said you are going to hand these ones over to me so that you are going to raise a generation that will be able to I'll be able to use usable instruments.
Hmm.
This is you have gotten the way now. The road, this has been open to you. I just when my colleagues were calling me, oh, we have started lecture. I say, hold on first, please. I now put on hold the PhD program. And I told my house help, you cannot leave. Thank you. I don't need a permanent person in the house again. So number one thing, I started with my children. I opened up my house. In my area, they normally, I share the testimony with you. My children don't go out. Oh. They will just stay in one place. I said, no lions out there. Where are the lions? There are no lions. They were shocked one day. Say, Mommy, can you ride bicycle? I said, why not? Go outside. You cannot go outside. Take your bicycles outside. In front of my house, there is a street, a street. Everybody, all the children, you don't see their children outside. Everybody. My children were the first. I didn't even know that we have some numbers of kids that have bicycle in their homes. They started seeing my children. They will ride the bicycle from the beginning of the street to the other. They always see them, and there are vehicles coming. So I will tell the security man, just keep watch. So they started with that, and I started seeing other. They started coming out. They will join them every Sunday evening. That became like a culture. I will see the parents who follow them. They will bring out from 4 children to 5 to 6 to almost like 10. Some said their parents have to go and get them bicycles, and they said, "Wow, nothing really happened to them." So I started sending my children out to go and get me to buy things. So some of them, I will see them on the streets going to buy things. They will call me, why are you these children? Why are you allowing them? I say, is there anything? My children are pro now, even the 8-year-old. He will carry his clipper when he wants to go and cut his hair. He will go to the salon and cut his hair. So one thing I've learned in this parenting journey is that everybody milestone is different. Everybody, whenever coach gives the that daily routine is key. All the webinars are key. You read the books. What I've seen, most of the parents, they don't read books. They don't. Some make a lot of noises and they don't sit down to do the work. I sat down. I did a pre-launch for my daughter. That was 2023 now. That 2020, early 2020, late 2021. She was going for her glasses. I said, I've taken you here. When you are coming back, I'm going home. She said, Mommy, where are you going to? I said, I'm going home. Find your way back to the house. She said,
And you will be
Mommy,
all
I
right.
don't know my way back to the house. I said, you will not get missing. Find your way back.
Remember.
I was not your age when I was going everywhere in my area. They able to put me inside the car. My first time of going to university from the west to the south. I was sitting there in the car looking like this. I said, sit down, nothing will happen to you. I gave her transport fare. She left. When she called me, Mommy, I want to enter. I said, I enter keke now. Enter keke and meet me at home. And I think she called them at the office. The office assistant waited for her at the junction of the house. Calling. She got there. That one picked her cross. I said, don't pick her next time, please. Let her do it herself. They say, ma, it's not okay like that. And that is how my daughter started going out on her own. And when my husband heard that, she said, no, what you are doing? I said, don't worry, she'll be fine. And from there, she took a journey she's a boarding student. When they were doing this a Cambridge exam, she took a journey. The parents have to call me. How are you doing this? I said, don't worry. I will show you how you are doing it. They started having that independence. So even my son, one day she didn't get up on time to go to school. I left him at home. I left him. Oh, coach is. I don't know whether I can go on from here.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now. I can see you now. So that my son,
Yes.
he didn't wake up on time, and I've already told them. I said, I'm going to be test running all this thing, not just reading. I have been on a mission of test running. I started everything I read, I would test run. I just left him at home. 7 o'clock on the dot, I took the younger siblings because I have 4 kids. So I took the other siblings. I took them to school. I didn't wake him up. He woke up after 7. Then I've already come back from school. She said, Mommy, you left me at home? He wept that day. Why? I said, I'm sorry. I can't be doing this every day and be shouting. I don't want to shout. Please. That day, he took his bag. He was walking slowly. I said, I said, I mean, I was scared. I don't know what to do. I was saying, okay, I want to test run this thing. He took his bag. He already know the road to the school. And he got there. He said when he got close to his school, he said a parent now saw him. So what are you doing? I've never seen all these children walking. Where are you coming from? Where is your mom? She said, my mom is at home. Now I explained to her. And she got to school. After like 30 minutes, I called the uncle, the teacher. I said, please, is my son in the class? He said, yes, of course. I said, okay, it's fine. That one done and dusted. You can now go to school on your own. Yes,
That's
good. So I invested in books. My children watch cartoon. They watch cartoon as they like. I was always my husband will open cartoon, they will watch. But I make sure in my house you don't watch cartoon. You don't watch cartoon. Mondays till Fridays. Even before I joined the inner circle. Immediately I joined the inner circle, I say yes. So they started looking and I said, Mommy, all these things you are doing. So each time I open, they say, they know your name. So it's Coach Wendy Ologi. This coach. He's teaching my mommy everything now. My mommy is now restricting us from many, many things. Why? I say it's for your own good. So I started following my children up, and they were seeing it in me. My children were my accountability partner, especially my son. When I do so, I said, he said, Mommy, why are you just quiet like this? I said, we are doing no yearly challenge. They go, oh, God. I said, Mommy, this is good for you. You are not yelling. I said, please, if I do, tell me. So immediately I want to hear, I said, Mommy, don't forget, you are on, you are doing your, what's it called now? No, you don't yell. I said, okay. I was humbled. In that circle, say you wear humility agbada. I wore it. Recently something happened. My children, they talk a lot because I allowed them. I didn't shut them down. And so they are kind of people, some people say, how can your child, I did something, we traveled. So I did something to the manager of an hotel. I said, I didn't like my son, my 8-year-old, they know how to express themselves and give a name to their emotions. So
Sure.
before I got to the manager, my son, 8-year-old, said, Mommy, that man is grumpy. That man is grumpy. So as you are going to meet him, even me, I was saying, which one is grumpy again? I had to hide, took my phone and said, what's the meaning of grumpy? My 8-year-old was speaking this guy. I said, okay, grumpy. Oh, I went to meet the manager. I said, oh, my son told me you are grumpy. So I've heard a lot about you. Please, can you just stop? So when I finished with the man, you know what my son said? My children said, Mommy, I think you are too emotional. I said, sometimes I look like children. They correct me. They not know. We say, Mommy, you. It seems you talk too much. It was a bit too of don't. I say, I talk much. They say yes. I said, and I humbled myself. It's okay. I'm sorry. I was too emotional. So those are part of the things I see in my children. So the act of responsibility, you know, everybody knows what is supposed to do. In a circle, I started reviewing my children's school. It was inner circle that made me to know that my children's school was one of the best after God. Inner circle, part of the best decisions, and I was proud of those decisions I made. I reviewed my children's school, the primary school, the secondary school, and I discovered that the vision aligned with mine, the beliefs align with mine. My daughter in secondary school, I reach out to you. She's a student, top class student. So I discovered that she was going down. I reach out to you. You said some skills. And some guy said, yes, I started working on that. And I reach out to the school. I follow up children. I follow my children up. I don't miss PTA meeting. They know me in the school. I don't have any trouble with anybody in the school. Or I know that parent-teacher relationship, I have them. I honor teachers because my mom is a retired headmistress. My late father was once a lecturer. I honor teachers because I know the effects of teachers in my life. And inner circle made me to understand that in fact, I don't want to talk about honor yet. That was what turned my life upside down.
Mm,
turned my life. It's linked me to, let me not deviate from what I'm talking about now.
mm.
Every of my child can play an instrument. I made sure I did that. Every of my child. So the 8-year-old can play a flute. So my other girl can play a keyboard. My daughter can play what do they call it? Violin. My son presently in assembly. I have two children in secondary school. I have one in SS1 and I have one in JS2.
Okay, I don't know if it's my end or if it's our guest. I guess that she's having a bit of a network glitch, So I'm sure that she's going to be back. But we're listening to Benedicta Okaredje. Benedicta has been sharing with us how her journey has been. And she was just talking about, how her daughter, what happened to her. And she was just about to
Yeah.
share with us what,
Sorry so
happened.
much. Sorry.
That's okay, man.
Yeah. So the children now in their school. So one day when she was having issues with school, I was now liaising with at school. And the vice principal told me, she said, the learning style, the what's it called now? Discover who you're. I did not only discover my children, I discover who I am myself. I
Mm,
discovered my husband, who is each of them. I know what suits them. Everybody's strength. I started putting it up. I started putting your in place by place, your strengths, your weak. In my house, we have an art studio. That is my daughter, my first daughter. If you go to the art studio, you see a lot. It was supposed to be our study room. My daughter took it over to an art studio, and you see a lot of design. Those are part of the things. When somebody comes to my house and say, how are you doing it? I will take you on a tour in my house. My house is a tourism for those who want to parent. We have a picture of even our vision board. We have a picture of them. Everybody on their wardrobe, they look at it. Where are you going to be in the tomorrow? Everybody knows where we are going to in this
mm,
family. So
mm,
that is legacy transfer. When I understood what legacy transfer is, so what are my legacy I want to transfer? You
mm.
don't lie in my house. You don't lie out there. When they will come up and tell me what they do, sometimes I'll say, oh God, what do I do? Okay, you don't lie. I'm sorry. And when a child is able to tell mommy, please, I'm sorry. And some can kneel down and say, I'm very sorry for what I too, I reciprocate by saying, I'm sorry when I do the things that, you know, inner circle made me to have a mental shift just by listening to that daily routine. Sometimes I will just tell you, okay, what does my family need at this time? Let me put it in. You cannot see my children and not. I have four. It's a hard work. Parenting is hard enough. Just like Coach says, let me choose my heart. So I decided to choose it. I mean, having four children, a whole four. I knew that I cannot do this parenting alone. I
Mm,
decided to choose my heart because I'm very worried about what is going on in our environment, in our society these days. I
mm,
took the bull I put the bull by the horn. I ran as if
mm.
10,000 lions were pursuing me. When you see my children, you will notice that this this one, they came out from somewhere. So
Mm,
the vice principal told me, said, this your daughter. I'm changing the method to audiovisual method in the secondary school. Coach made us understand that it's not by you pay huge and big amount of money. There are some just moderate, still you will get values. I
mhm,
look for values for my children. Do they have? I look at the curriculum when I'm going for school. They know me. I'll go around. I'll take my children books. I will look. If I one day, in my son that was in J1, my children are in boarding school. They learn responsibility.
correct.
When you're boarding is the best thing that can happen to any child.
Correct.
Get out of your comfort zone. What are you doing in my house with AC, with fan, with microwave, with everything you want? And you think I used to tell them, I said, you think the whole world is just at the four corner of your father's house? I said, no, go and experience what the
Mm,
life is out there.
mm,
And when I
mm,
was choosing a body for my child. I didn't choose a body that will look as if is in my, you are still in the same house, no different. No way. We know where we are coming from.
Hmm.
And we know most of those things our parents imbibe in us made us to go far. Let me bust your bubble. I am a Christian. I am a minister. I fast and my children fast. I'm just telling you now. They fast. My 8-year-old can fast at 2 p.m. When you are crying, I will say, sorry. You coach teach us delayed gratification. Discipline. There's a lot, it's not just the spiritual aspect, it is discipline. I can wait for a long time before I eat. You don't need to
Yeah,
be a gluten.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can suspend. You will not die if you. What if you find yourself in a place one day, no food, no water?
Mm,
What will
mm,
you do?
mm,
The life there is a jungle.
mm,
I prepared all my children for the jungle life, Coach
mm,
Wendy, because I used to tell them, I said, the Bible says that the labor of the foolish wearieth him, just like Coach Wendy will say, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 15. Because you don't know how to go to the city. I mean,
mm,
that I know how to go to the city.
mm,
I'm doing my own so that at the time when I should be resting, I will not be
mm.
jumping up and down.
Yes, so when you should be
My,
popping.
yes, okay, thank you, ma. And I saw one picture you sent. So this is the reason you need to go to vacation, enjoy yourself while you are, you know, when you are old, you start stressing yourself. I said no. One of our vision in this family, before you are 15, you should have an income. And you know what? For the parents, for the mothers, I am a woman. My husband is not in the inner circle. My husband does not even show interest previously when I started until he started seeing results. I want to tell
Mm,
you something.
mhm.
Don't say, oh, my husband is not in the inner circle.
Oh, I think that our guest is hooked up again, but she's coming. She's coming. If you are in the inner circle, of course, you know what popping means. You know that we do the work now and we pop later, right? We're going to pop. We're going to see us popping everywhere on this journey, okay? And she was just talking about what she's been able to do with her spouse, who didn't even believe that this journey she's working on was worth it. I'm sure she's going to be back soon to be able to share with us. All right. And but there's something very interesting that she was just sharing about people ask, so what are the perspectives? What are the things? So some people come to me and say, should my child go to boarding? Should my child stay to go today? I said, don't ask me. When you get into the academy, there are so many things you will learn on your own. You will understand which way to go and where not to go. And you will really get it. All right. Because life is not a bowl of potatoes. I shared yesterday about a Yada who shared that her 6-year-old, ironed clothes. People went, oh, how can a 6-year-old, in fact, cooking, ironing, anything that has to do with hotness? Yeah, yeah. And everywhere was bubbling. I was laughing. I've been laughing on my timeline. And I just said, these ones are not a wow. And that's why the African child is limited. The African child is limited. Okay, Madam Benita is back. The African child is
Yes.
limited because we don't start in time. We believe that we have a lot of time. And I keep saying, talking about the 10,000 hour rule, we don't complete it. Have you noticed that at Olympics, our children get into Olympics and they cannot win because they don't complete the hour of mastery? The people they are competing with start to play at age 2, start to swim at age 2. You start practicing at 15 and you're going to compete at 20. How do you want to win? Because you do not have mastery. Mastery is a game changer. All right. Many times I look at our daughter, she's 13. And when she cooks, I can't cook what Ife cooks. It's not even possible. How? The mastery that girl has in the kitchen is unprecedented. Why? She has been doing it. And she doesn't do it thinking. She does it with the lowest of the low energies you can think of because she's mastered it. That's the difference between raising an independent thinking child and raising a child who just follows. All right? So we can't win because we're not masters. We're not teaching our children, right? We're not teaching our children how to master skills because we start late. We get our children to even become independent late. That's why in Africa, you see 30-year-olds who live in their parents' house. All right. It's a thing because we don't understand mastery. And that's why we're struggling. That's why, in very developed world, all right, you find out that people begin to become inventors even at age 50 because there's a mastery process. I now shared a video of a young Chinese boy who was switching off circuits because he felt that the father was electrocuted, right? He was boiling water to actually be able to give the father, tea or something. That guy can't be more than 3. He's Chinese. Now, that's what the Chinese, that's the parenting system that the developed nations have imbibed. They are able to actually put their children through mastery. But we're having 10-year-olds who can iron. We pride with it. No, it's through this thing. My 10-year-olds cannot handle an iron. No, they cannot be in the kitchen. How can they put on the gas? So we lack mastery. And that's our biggest problem. That's why we are struggling. Because we don't start in time. See, even salvation, even being born again, we don't start in time. Because you're born again, you're looking at your children, you're saying, they have not reached. When they are, when they grow up, they can be giving their life to Christ. We do not have mastery. That's why we are where we are. See, it takes 10,000 hours to master anything. The problem is, by the time our children are 18, they cannot be able to master because they've not been able to complete. Go and calculate it. How long it takes to do 10,000 hours. Sometimes at 18 years, you've not been able to complete it. We understood this when our son, was, doing, even very young. Mastery in mathematics. I've never seen my children use calculators to actually solve mathematics. But yet, they are very guruized in calculations. Is mastery. Is the 10,000 hour rule. There's a trick to it. So when you don't look at skills as mastery and, being able to actually put at everything, we won't win competitions because we're competing with people who have completed 10,000 hour rules and we haven't. So most of our children are competing at 5,000 hours, sometimes 1,000. And then they are competing against people who have 10,000 hours mastered. So that's where the real challenge with our parenting is. And on that post, there were a lot of things that had happened. Somebody said 10,000 hours is about 7 years. Remember that you are going to be sleeping. So 10,000 hour mastery is not 7 years. Because you will need to sleep now. So imagine 2 hours every day. Imagine how long it's going to take you. Back to you, ma'am. Please over
Yeah,
to you.
I'm very sorry. I don't know. I trying to change from
That's okay.
network to network. Like
Okay.
I was saying, the inner circle is a game changer for me. Because parenting is about the process, not just the tips and acts. That is one of I have a lot of Coach Wendy's quotes, not just the thing. So there is a process and there is a way we do most of those things. And most times we feel that like the spouse that is not responding, don't worry, is responding secretly, is following you up. So he will say, recently he went into their rooms. He do see. There was a day. You know what I did? There is a place in Port Harcourt. It's closer to me. Book headquarter. I bought a carton, different ages. Even the people they were selling these books, even some used books, clean books from outside the country. I bought. My children read and they were tired. Those that know how to read, they read. Though if you don't know how to read, when you turn your face like this, you see books. You turn here, you see books, and they see me myself too. I read. So that is modeling, which is the key. It's not just about telling the children, do this and do that. And with time, you will see the children, you see things, you see that there are changes. My own daughter, she just finished JS3. So she's in SS1 now. During the break, I thought I don't even I like hearing from them. I said, okay, now what are your plans? If you don't have plan, I have plan for you. You say, mommy, my plans. Oh, I have my plans. She just brought out a note. I said, I was looking at her. She will be 14 by January. She said, okay, I want to learn how to make bag. I said, bags. Yes, I want to learn how to make bag. I said, okay. I just that. Yeah, she wants to learn coding. I said, okay, you choose to learn coding. You choose to learn bags, no problem. So we register her, and she did that. Within less than 2 weeks or 3 weeks, my daughter is already creating websites. Because my husband is an IT consultant too, so he encouraged her. She built a website, started building a website for her bag, selling sales of bags, and she went to learn the bag. And the woman, the person she's learning the bag from, she's back to school now. She will be watching this video, and within few days, she called me. She said, "Ma, it's your daughter, eh? She's doing things like, well, she was just, she's behaving more than her age. She just know what she wants to do. She's very conscious of her time. Within a week, she learned what she wants to learn. She's focused. And that is how she was making back. She made her first purse. She made perfume too during that period. And her first sales of perfume was sold to her grandma, her aunts, her uncles. I myself, we invested in the business, small business, and she made her money. She was counting the money. She said, mommy, I made some money. This is what you gave to me. This is my profit. So I will put it in my account. But I need to I said, it's not the time to make money now. Go back to school. You have idea. I've worked with you. My daughter was not sleeping during the coding classes. She will wake up in the hour of the night with passion. So my other son, I also that he was playing this thing, saxophone. When he requested for a saxophone, you know what my husband said? He said, saxophone, people that play saxophone, most of them, they don't end well. Please don't play any saxophone. Leave saxophone. All those you see somewhere, they will twist their hair and be doing different things. Please leave saxophone. Let him learn other instruments. And I said, the boy wants saxophone. Let him learn it. So he learned saxophone. He started playing even in the assembly. He started playing. So the place of not every of my child have a skill. That is the work of inner circle. Everyone have a skill. There is no one that doesn't have. I have the one that do ballet. She does it well. They invite her to parties. She will go with her team. She has a team. She has a coach. In the house, we have a spiritual coach. Whenever all of them come on holiday, their spiritual coach will show up. Okay, where are you in your journey? One will say, one day we had a program in one of our headquarters in Lagos. And they were calling, if you want to give your life to Christ, stand up. I saw my 8-year-old son. He stood up. I was saying, what is going on? And he mounts to the front. Then the 10-year-old followed. The others were not looking. They were looking. Say, what is going on with this guy? And they marched to the front. And they were prayed for. After I said, what happened? He said, I really need to do this. I keep doing things. I rise and fall. I will quarrel with myself. I just decided to leave them. But in the inner circle said, I own my journey because it is unique to me. That's one of the quotes of Wendy. It is very unique. So recently, I started seeing my husband. I started seeing changes. The first thing I had, honor. I took that honor. It was like saying something when something was happening to me. I said, I've never heard this. I never had this kind of thing like this in my life. I walk everything. I started putting it into practice. All the dishes I kept that I bought, I only when we have visitors, I brought all of them. In fact, they are in our kitchen now. We are using them regularly. Anybody go there, pick plates. Why should you be keeping plates for special people? Use the plates. So, in that place of honor, coach told me something. I used to see coach say, call the husband, governor. Say, what can you be taking your husband for your information? Anything that coach bring, there is no, all the webinars, all the paid. If you look at my name, I'm there. I took the inner circle, everything. There is no, if I don't have the money, I will look for it. So that is what because I am building a legacy for my children to follow. And there is a something that coach normally say that when you want to build a shanty, You don't need any plan, no strategy. You know those houses you see that I said anyhow houses, you don't need any plan. But when you are building a mansion, you will need strategy, you will need a plan, you even need professionals. I know in my journey as a parent, I can't parent alone. I need a community. So sometimes when I listen to people's story, I say, I am not even, I think I'm doing something. So I'm not the type that right all the time purpose. Don't underrate people like us and think you're not following up. Sometimes coach I will even force us to speak out. Come and I will look. I have a lot of notes and everything, all my books, everything. I read them. I follow up. I don't miss all these our we do a book review. The one I miss, I'll go back, I'll go through it. Even I don't have time to read the book, that review, I will do it. And my husband recently said, there are changes in the children. None of my child is struggling academically. None. Because it is stated that when you have time for these children, I follow them to school. Prize giving day, I am there. Anything they are doing, I am there. I follow them up with their teachers. And one day a teacher called me. He said, Ma, you have noticed something about your daughter. Since I said, what is it? He said she will not tell me that I'm irresponsible. React. I said, please tell me. He said, my daughter seems to be having crush on somebody that she called her. She was having crush on somebody. I said, is it crush? I said, it's normal. The woman looked at me and said, she was expecting me to crush. How old is she? I said, she's normal. She will overcome it. She will come over it. And she said, she said, Ma, you didn't. I thought you would respond differently. I said, don't worry. She knows what to do. I believe she's working on it now. And that was how, when she came home one day, after then I had the thing. We were just talking in the kitchen cooking. I said, have you ever had a crush? She said, Mommy, I have. Oh. She didn't know the aunt already. The auntie in school told me. I said, how were you able? She now told me. The year you told me us now. She said she knew it. I prepared them for what they are going to see or experience in life. When she was 13, I wrote a letter to my daughter in the boarding school. The letter, even when I read it myself, tears were dropping out of my eyes. I said, this is the time. You have been launched into another dispensation of your life. When I read the letter myself, and she read it, where even when I saw people posting JS3 results. For your information, my child has A's, JS3, A's, one of the best. When we got to school, I saw her name, the third best in her school. So she said, I managed it. What I did, she told me all the process. She said she has gotten over it. You know, my mom already told me it's part of growing up. Nobody told us in our time. We're just doing things. Nobody. So I was able to be a good role model. My son, the eldest, recently something happened, Coach. Coach, you are building people, resilient people. Everybody will all have challenges in life. Every parent coming here to share their parenting journey, we are still a work in progress. We even coach used to tell us, coach is very truthful and coach is open, very truthful. You practice what you say. You think me too, I don't have my own challenges. So when I remember, even coach have our own challenges. Whenever the challenges come, the difference between you and the people that are not aware, they are not unaware. There is difference because you know what to do part time when the challenges come. Recently, I traveled with the children. Traveling has been part of our family tradition. We travel every holiday. This one, I say, where do I travel to? Everybody knows to travel out of the country now with 4 children. You know what it means. I say, we are going to take our journey. This time, there was a day I took my children to Nairobi in Kenya. They started learning how to speak Kenya. Remember, cultural intelligence.
Yes,
Coach told us about. And one day I met in Kenya online. And I said, Sasa. And she said, how did you hear that? I said, we learned it from Nairobi. I don't just take a trip and waste my time. I put responsibility on these children to learn something.
Mm,
And the next week was Lagos, just Lagos here. And they begin to learn honor, what honor can do for you. They saw it
mm,
in my life.
mm.
I needed to get in through a system. And somebody that I have honored, that time you preached, you talked about that honor. Everybody that has impacted my life, I reach out to all of them.
Correct.
Everyone, both in spiritual, in the ministry, in the business, even to my own spouse. He
Mm,
will just be looking. He will say, you will not tell me you took this your parents every day. Hear your voice, that your coach. Before you say, this my wife is just paying money and paying money and paying money to everything, pay money for her. I said, don't worry, I know what I'm paying for. I am the one paying for it. He started seeing results. He will say, honor brought me. In fact, the gift my husband, a very big one. Oh. I told coach about it. But I was not even expecting it. It was packaged and sent to me. I have to change his name. I need to save him on phone.
amazing. And we have,
And you know what? Yeah. Hello, coach. Hello.
yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Loud and clear, ma. Loud and clear, ma. Can you hear me?
Hello, coach.
Yes, ma. I can hear you. Okay, so Madam
Hello,
Benedicta.
coach.
Yes, ma. I can hear you, ma. I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you, ma. I can hear you, ma'am. Please continue. We can hear you, ma. If you take a look at the screen, you can see that you can. All right. So before Madam Benedicta gets to hear us again, we would begin to look at her journey. Begin to come to the party if she can hear us, and if not, maybe she will need to log out and log in again, and then join in again. Thank you for joining us. We are live with Benedicta Okaredje. She is a minister of the gospel. All right, for those of you who want to call it pastor, yes, she is. And one of the things that she's been able to share with us today has been her journey. So I want her to go into how the inner circle has impacted the other areas of her life, her marriage, her other relationships. She started it a bit. I know about the gift. Let's not talk about the gift here, so that you not come and ask us what it is. Leave it. But it is what honor. So in the inner circle, honor is a code. And when we teach honor as a skill, you literally jump out of your skin. Yes, if you've not been there, right? No matter what you know about honor, leave them. When you come, you will learn what real honor is. All right, ma'am. So over to you. I want to believe that that was your best webinar, and then of course,
Oh my
tell us
God,
what
coach.
that did for
Coach
you in your
Wendy, that was a game changer.
life.
That honor, I use it to get, recently I traveled, and due to that honor, what I did, I got into a system that people takes you don't want to know. People takes months to get into, and the person just say, "Oh, are you in Lagos? I'll be in Lagos in few days." I said, "Oh," I say, "I am here. Do you want to?" I say, "I am ready," and I got it. Yes, we call it grace.
Mm,
Yes, it's grace, but honor. When you
yes.
honor people,
Yep.
my children's teacher, I honor them. Coach, on the 14th of September was my birthday. Coach, I've seen a lot in this journey. If I should
Mm,
start sharing them, on the 14th was my birthday, so I was just, I got a lot of my family and the rest, my children, normal, wishing me happy birthday before they left. I have other two in the school, in the boarding, and then they've not resumed, they are at home. And I got a call from my children's teacher in school. For those of us who are having issues with our teacher at school, it's not supposed to be so.
mhm.
We co-parents, and that has saved me That has helped me a lot. Only so the teacher called me. He asked me to bypass questions for mine, which I did. I thought, what is he not calling me for? Oh ma, how are you doing? Before I knew the whole class happy. They sang happy birthday. They wished me happy. The whole class in the middle of the school session. I was honored. Those were people I honored in my
Mm.
life. All the teachers. There's one thing my husband normally say because of my upbringing, which I didn't know it was part of the legacy that was, it didn't could make me to know some things that parents were doing. He said, you're everybody you see. Well done, ma. Well done, sir. God bless. Most should be saying, sir, ma. I said, I don't know how to do it. I don't know. I just feel that everybody, I don't know. It's just me. And it's rubbed off. Same thing to my children because they are modeling. And I remember, see, coach, I traveled recently. So when I was coming, the driver was supposed to come and pick us up. Let me just tell this story. Every woman out there, I am in the masterpiece.
All
I'm
right.
always proud, though, sorry. I'm also in the marriage academy, working on every aspect of my life. So hello, coach. So what happened was that coach is not cannot hear me. Okay, let me continue. So what happened was I took the journey from I was supposed to go from Lagos. My son, I have taught him how to be very, very responsible. So he's always looking out for everybody. He will tell me, Mommy, why do I have to be the one to do this? Mommy, why is it that the bulk of the work in the house? I said, because you are a man. A man is the one to man the house, not the women. Be in the forefront. He's always taking responsibility. If I'm going, I say, take care of everybody. Make sure everybody is okay. So, recently, when we traveled, the driver, they were to resume school weekend. The driver was not coming forth. I called, he was misbehaving. I said, you know what? Lagos, yeah, I have been empowered. I can't be in all these things. And moreover, I'm sorry, I don't know whether I can share this. I am running a mentorship program, the masterpiece, under coach. So the fire already inside of me and the power. I'm like, I am like, my mom said, you are like 5 soldiers. 5 soldiers, one woman, 5 soldiers. I took the car key that day. I said, everybody, put in your bags in those boots. I started the car. They did not believe me. I drove from Lagos to Delta State, Warri. You know, I said, this is the time for me to even bond with the children. I like driving. I drive. Yes, I like driving. So I said, this is the time for me to even bond with these children. Let's start. You know, one thing my son did. When I noticed something, he's just going to, it will be 12th November. Everybody in the car was sleeping. This boy didn't sleep. He was not sleeping. All through the journey, I will get to him when we get to, till we got to Ore. I said, why are you not sleeping? He said, Mommy, I can't sleep. I don't want to sleep. You cannot be driving and I will be sleeping. I want to keep watch. I said, what are you watching? Is it me you are watching? Or
He's watching
is it
you.
me you are watching? Or you are watching? He said, Mommy, I need to be knowing what is going on. That is, I was, inside of me, I said, this boy is showing responsibility. Well, now he's thinking that, oh, we are supposed to have it. If there was a driver, I would all of them sleep off. He said, but now it's my mommy that is driving. I am now kind of, he's taking, like, he's responsible for me. I said, okay, this is a good one. And I just took that and said, okay, good. And recently, my husband went to their room and he saw some books my children were reading. He took it, he looked at it, he said, he asked me, are you the one? Did you buy those books for them? I said, yes. You see, these books, I really like them. I love the books. You are teaching them sexual. It was about some anti-Tima's books that I bought for them. Coach Ebuka books come out for the boys. I buy. spend your money.
That's it.
You are looking at me like this. I am not more than this. Aside the gospel, financing the gospel, anywhere we find ourselves, I do that. I cannot go somewhere and I will not leave something behind. When you go, ah, that woman was here. It was coach that taught us that. It's honor. So you don't see money. I don't even see the money as I say, this is what I mean. No, I don't buy clothes, I don't buy much things. But in terms of what to make we went to buy a saxophone of 100 and something thousand for my child. That's what they said, the saxophone. And now he's mastering it. And that will take his attention off many, many things.
Correct.
And that is what we know. We are deliberate intentionality. Don't worry if you are not seeing results there. They are piling up. You know, somebody like us, I say, your husband is not in the circle. He never stopped me from anything. Rather, if I get an idea from this inner circle, I say, oh boy, you have the money. They have the money, tell them, bring it, invest in my calling, which is the parenting. You want to buy books? Don't be pushing. I will have more problems with them, with our spouses. Since I started this inner circle, it has been a good journey. Because my spouse saw me, he saw the change. Be the change that people want to see first. Be the change that your children want to see first. Sometimes when I hold my phone, my son is always saying, Mommy, you are not listening to me. You are holding your phone. And sometimes father will say, are you talking to your mom? Like, say, please don't worry. He can. They checkmate me. I will not say, shut up your mouth. No. They check me. I was okay. Let me put my phone. As well, you don't just. I will not put my phone down. So, the inner circle community has really been a great community. I signed up my child for Antetima. Something happened, coach. Maybe you did not. Let me tell you something that happened. In one of their classes one day, you know, I believe that most of the children there, they should be in the inner circle or something, parents. So my daughter said, I think the friend of one of coach's daughter was there, and your daughter was there. The person that did what she did was part of your daughter's is it click now? I don't know. So she said the person just reached out to her, private chatted her, and just insulted her. Called her name, succeeded her. They shut up. She said she didn't say anything. She just kept quiet. She now told me. I said, okay, it's okay. She said, she said, no, she didn't see it as anything. So the next class, this same person reached out and apologized. I am sorry. I said, yes, that is how it's supposed to be. Bring up a child the way you should go. When you make mistakes, admit that you make mistakes and correct it. That is how the life is. And that is how it's supposed to be. And ensure that I'm very close to my children. Inner circle has been a game changer for me. My mates are now in their 3 year, going to the 3rd year in their PhD. I am not worried. My children are my PhD. When I'm done, and I will go back to whatever I want to do. Now, about the time, coach was talking about managing time. I said my priorities are right. My priorities are right. And anything that concerns my children, I take it as number one priority. And anything that has to do with parenting, just like I am supposed to be in a conference since 8 a.m. this morning. I said this is a priority. This is an opportunity and it's an honor for coach to say, come and share your story. And I am happy. And for every parent here, the inner circle is the best deal. I told you one of my legacy is truth and loyalty. And I'm committed to that. Truthfully, it will expose every aspect of your life. Relationship exposed. Parenting exposed. And I know that I don't even know anything about marriage. I started working on my marriage. And it has been great. I joined the Marriage Seal Academy. I joined alone, not even with somebody there with their husband. They don't even know how to make use of it. Me in my own corner, I am enjoying it. I am making use of it. My husband will come. When he saw me that I'm getting so much knowledge, you say, I know about this thing. He will not give you doing these things right. He's not doing it right, and seeing the changes, and I am okay with that.
Amazing journey we've had this morning. And we have been live with Madam Benedicta, who is also a minister of the gospel and also someone who's been on her journey is interesting. You can see that, she's not even able to conceptualize a lot of things. Hey, it's like, which part will I tell? Is it about my children or is it about my? But she's one of those yarders that when we say the children need to learn how to play musical instrument, she runs the same day. I can tell you for free. She's one of those yarders when you say, so your children are inside, they need to move out of the house. That same day, she moves. She's one of the people that when they hear, there's no lion anywhere. And by the way, there is no lion anywhere. It's only
No
the lion of the
lion, no
tribe of
lion.
is
Yes,
outside.
oh, yes.
And the children will be all right.
Mm.
At the end of the day, when
Yes,
it
they
comes,
were
and
all right. Very okay. Yeah.
she shared about ability to respond ability. A few days ago, our children was working with us in the office, and as soon as our son walked in, he saw that the team was battling with a projector they needed to project, and he just walked straight to the projector, took charge, pa, 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 and he was able to set it. And all of them were looking at, and I was like, that's how to respond. He could have just gone to sit down and he saw that they were struggling. He was able to move. She talked about her children being able to play musical instruments. If you do the things that we teach in the inner circle, 30%, your child will be a star. I know, like I know my name. All right. And the other day it was in school, our son was playing, they didn't have, they forgot to hire a musical person for graduation and all of that. He's the pianist in his school, so of course immediately they just called him and boom, he just climbed this thing. It was at Yetima who called me and said, that's how Ayo saved us, with the graduation set. Get your children to become a blessing, not a burden. This is a key aspect of your journey. That's what the inner circle message centers on. Your children to be a blessing to their environment, not a burden to their environment. And you cannot do that looking at your house as, there's something I tell inner circle parents. All right. I say that your house is just your bedroom is a tiny space in the world, in thy kingdom come. So if you think that your child is going to become, because you're keeping them in your bedroom, Oshe, you're going to you're going to actually be struggling and raising someone who will be dependent. All right, so sorry about that. I think it was me. So and at the end of the day, everything that we do here, it is about your children becoming. It is about your children becoming part of thy kingdom come. You see that thy kingdom come, that prayer we pray, may your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You think it's God that will come and do that will here on earth. Forget it. You are part of God's will. And it is your move that will make that will happen on earth. Thank you again, Madam Benedicta, for sharing your
Yeah.
journey. And it's
Yes.
been so profound. Please share with us, what will you tell to the people who are listening to you, who are already in the inner circle, people who are waiting and saying, oh, I don't know, this inner circle, this 100,000, where will what am I going to, how, if I pay it now, how is it going to impact my life? All right.
Your
And
money, our money has expired. Since the 1 month we joined, it was inner circle is too loaded. It's too loaded. I didn't talk something about the fire. The fire. There's one safety. I have a fire alarm in my house. I didn't know. It was when we talked about it. I have fire extinguishers that were expired. I have to go and renew them. And I got somebody to come and teach my children how to use fire extinguishers in the house. And there was a day in the kitchen, something is small, this thing. Everybody already took action and said, yes, this is it. So inner circle. This is the time now. Me, I am not an evangelist, neither am I a marketer. I don't know how to. I will just say what I know and what I see, what I have tried. Everything that is being taught, I am trying it. My children can cook. My husband entered, say my said, so I feel like eating indomie. My husband entered kitchen. My husband was saying, Hey, you cook. He say, ah, daddy, I cook it. So I say, you come and disturb me. What you want to cook? Indomie. You can little things they do it. My daughter has to. She went that my older daughter. She said she wants to improve her cooking skills. This holiday she did like 3, 4 things, 4 things. Cooking, coding, what is it called now? Learning bag making, and she did all. So don't feel that you are over stretch them. This is the time they need to be stretched. Don't overindulge them. Don't say, the workload is much. How would they? Let them do it. They have the capacity.
You,
They do many things. Many things. I cannot be saying everything. For the people who are still there, like me, when I was going through Coach Wendy, that I would be looking, I'll be peeping through the window. Hey, what Tuesday program? People, Thursday, let me be hearing what they're saying. When I was dancing, this thing, and I'll be hearing Nasako, there is a way, there is a way, there is a way to the city. Nasako is the way. Believe you me, if you are still there, there are results. People like inner circle, inner circle. If I notice I joined inner circle, I've been building up myself in so many ways. Paying for anything is nothing to me again. Paying for anything he say, coach will say, work on your head, this one. Because when you are carrying, is this thing that you carry everywhere, not your clothing, not your wigs, not your all those things. Inner circle will change you. If you think you don't know anything. Resilience, adversity quotient. When I told my children, when adversity, I said, straighten your head like this, don't let anybody to shake you. I say, somebody bullying me in school. My children know what to do. Because every time they bring those things, the ones that are in the hostel, the ones that are the key things I need, I will asterisk it. I would, in fact, we have a notice board in the lobby of my up. We have a notice board. The things I want to, I'll print it out. I'll get a clip it to the notice board so that everybody I can see it. Those that do their own personal thing, they have it on their wardrobes. You will never regret coming here. You will have a system. You have a structure. You are accountable to people. When you hear coach voice and you tell your assignment, and you hear the voice, when you hear the voice alone, you will know that I better take myself for granted. For I better take myself quickly, take action. Inner circle is the place that will transform you. You will see transformation. It's not just in the aspect of parenting. Me, I am a Bible student. When I hear coach say something, the way she coined it out, it's a challenge to me. I'll go back to my Bible again. These days I've been hearing some kind of mysteries. Even me, I say, this same. So there is an apostle woman in the Bible. Hey, I say, what do I know in this Bible? Oh, I will carry my Bible. I have read the scripture back from beginning. I started reading all over. I can say, this thing is inspiration from the Holy Spirit. From every dispensation, there's somebody sent at a point, a time like this. It's not for everybody. Me, I don't jump from one place to the other. I don't know how to. Once I say this one, once coach recommend this one, I will look. And when you attend our conference, our annual conference webinars, in fact, sometimes in a week, I'll be melancholy. Somebody will say, what is wrong with that? I say, I have to discluster. I will start removing some activity. How do I do? You see, you want to build up your life, your personal self. Coach will give you a run. You will run. You will be running. You will not be sitting down. I don't sleep again. No, let me tell you, my husband is worried. He will say, my husband I don't sleep for long. I will have all the things I want to do. I will say, hey, what do I do? Oh God, please, I beg of you, because when you take the first step, just know that you're already on a one chance. I say, I sign up for the one chance, ready to do the work. And now, I am doing the work. And I told one of my spiritual father, I said, my spirit is just doing me more. You have not done anything. And he looked at me. I said, that is the spirit. Yeah, that is the fire. I said, this man will not know where I'm catching this fire from. What do I do? What do I do?
Amazing.
Inner circle is where the fire will blast you. And you'll be very uncomfortable. And when coach will come with some stories I will now look at myself, what is this my son doing here? When coach showed this, when you traveled and said, your son carry a heavy bag, me, I used to say, hey, this boy heavy bag. When I said, carry that bag from the staircase. My son said, mommy, he said, I said, carry it. You are a man. Carry it like that. We practice. That is why we are apostles. We practice. I say, carry the bag like that. That is this holiday. When I say, coach, say, how can I have a big boy like this? Big boy like you tall. You are carry the bag. He said, mommy said, I say, he did it. Oh, he arranged the bags in the car. He will be sweating. I say, good boy, good job. That is the training. So, coach, you are there. Sign up. We are disciples of coach. Some of us, we are like Nicodemus. We are quite, but we are the real disciples. So we are following up. And believe you me, coming to the inner circle, you will you will be growing. You'll be growing. See yourself growing. And inner circle makes everything available. If you want to grow in your finances, I got one of the webinar that governor taught about finances. I added a roadside hustle to my hustle. I added it. I got an idea. I said, what do I do? I do a lot of things. I don't, it's the only my going back to my school. I know that I will go back, but I want to focus on my children because this dedicated time of their life, they need me to be around more. So inner circle is a real deal. You will never regret. Inner circle, we 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 panabit you like we used to say. After I panabit you, it will now put, when you take your car to panabita, when you accidental car, panabita will fetch. Have you seen panabita working before? You would think one day I saw panabita work, I say, hey, my car will go damage the more. Why are you eating this thing like this? He say, my dad, don't come here again. I say, I will not even come. I will send my boy to come and be. But after a few days, when they will bring my car back to me, oh, you will never know that that place was worked on. That is how our lives look like. We enter the inner circle. Coach will put you on your fire. And then when you come out, they will say, who is the mother of this child? I will boldly, but I know how many awards I've collected on behalf of my kids. Or my husband will tell me, you are doing a good job because it's not always around. Let your husband say, like the Proverbs 31 woman, you are blessed. So, coach, we are behind you. And inner circle now, coach has all. Coach always say the what do they call now? The ministry of men around. If it's boy, if you have a boy child, there is something for your boy child. If you have a girl child, but if you are not in the next circle, you not enjoy all these benefits. You will not be aware. You don't know what is going on. There are so many things going on that the inner circle will help us to. As I join the masterpiece woman, anything coach brings up, make sure you partake in it. So, do you know, coach? My story is for another day. For
I
that
know.
masterpiece woman,
I
I
know.
thank God I did not miss it. I almost missed it. And
Mm,
last hour, I called one of my brother. Coach always says, surround yourself with people that at the time you will need something, at the snap of your hand, they will get that thing for you.
mm.
That is what happened to me. I said, I need this thing within 24 hours now. Somebody just disappointed me immediately. And that was how I have not regretted. And I believe if I will not regret, rather to keep going. Um, coach, my
Amazing,
coach.
amazing. I don't know who else learned so much from
Mhm.
Benedicta. I love her journey. I love how, her journey, maybe because I know a bit of the things that she shared with me in private. So when she was talking a lot of the things, there was a different kind of understanding to it. And, all of the things that, happened. I remember one of those days she would say, see, ma, I'm a pastor in MFF. And, some of these things that you're sharing, I'm actually asking myself, what is.
Yeah. You know what? Coach, you are teaching us some things. When I saw you in my space, I said, wow, okay. Steps you take, the things you do, there are things for us to learn from. You understand? Some of us who we feel, I have some of my Muslims that we attend the same school in this platform, even in this circle. In my children's school, they have to call me one day. I said, oh, I have parenting books. When coach said, who wants to be a distributor? I said, me, I will be. Anywhere I am, I will carry it. Come. because it's a good product, a good name. So I brought it up. I have Muslims, they are able to stay, they're able to still in this space, and they're able to get what they want. And when I saw coach on my space, I said, wow, okay, this is a good message. I open up my heart. Anybody, if you like, carry something, turn it. I want to hear you speak. What do you have to talk? The Bible says, out of the mouth of babes, to the mouth of babes. See, there is more. The inner circle is more of spiritual. That is a transformation, is more spiritual. It's a more spiritual transformation. I don't talk like this. Yeah, I'm a teacher, I teach, but I am like I reserve, and when I want to talk, I can talk anyway. But when I see something that's really inspired, you inspired us. I've never have time to tell you every bit. We look at your marriage is an inspiration. We look at the way you walk. I had coach early in the morning, the masterpiece, and I'll hear her voice. She will be yawning. And she will still be doing what she's doing. I will say, what am I doing sleeping? I might be sleeping since, so what has the sleep done for me? I better get up. I get up and I barely sleep 4 to 5 hours now because I want to use my head to do all that. This what inner circle can do for you. Nowhere else we do that. Thank you so much, coach. Thank you for the gift of you. And we are proud of you. And anywhere I go, and so what is it? When I bring people here, it's like it's I brought a parent. You will see some things. They said, what I'm doing. I said, I'm on a journey. And this journey, I want to see it to the end. The next generation that will come after me, I want God to say, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. That is generational blessing. It didn't
Yes.
stop at Abraham. It
Mm.
extended to Jacob. It extended to even Isaac and Jacob. That is what I want to hand over to God. And this is the right place for me. Thank you so much for the
Thank you
insight.
so
God bless
much,
you.
ma'am Benedicta. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much for honoring this. You know that I love you. You know that I honor you. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. I really do appreciate your time, and I do not in any way take it for
Thank you,
granted.
coach. Thank you,
Thank
coach.
you
Thank
for
you, coach.
sharing with us. There are a lot of things that you've shared here that is going to inspire a whole lot of people. We had over 130 people at the time watching live. Amazing journey, fireful. And we're going to be letting Madam Benedicta go so that we can conclude and then, let you go for the day. All right. So this is my intentional parenting journey with the Intentional Parent Academy, which I'm privileged to be a servant of. All right, call me the chief servant. I love it even the more. All right, so do not mind them when they say Mama Cathedral. I don't know these parents. All right, there are different kinds of names. All right, that is there. But really, the inner circle is a total 360 transformation. I heard it from a yada. Some of the things that have been said about the inner circle, I didn't even craft them. People have called it the ark. People have called it. You heard Pastor Benedicta. She said something. She said, "This is the best thing that happened to me after salvation because it's turned my whole life around." I can see a lot of people asking about the masterpiece. Please, this is not the masterpiece conversation. Leave it. This is inner circle. All right. The masterpiece is a different conversation altogether. But hey, shout out to the MP women. You guys are the best. I see you guys. I see you. And so it is all of this put together. The inner circle actually gets you to the point where you're looking at yourself and you are able to actually make decisions, drive your systems, and actually be able to pull, a lot of things together. And she said something. She said, "I am on the move to take instructions. Everything that coach is saying, I am moving. Oh, you need to be here." I just don't miss that environment because there are things that it's done for me that only everybody understands their journey. You are the one that understands what this journey is doing for you. I'm not in your house, all right. I'm not, anywhere. And the inner circle parents, will say, we're everywhere with you. Her journey has been so inspirational. She shared about her marriage. You don't want to know what the Marriage Seal Academy did for her marriage. She didn't have time to share that here. Amazing journey she has. And many of the times we actually all come out and think, oh, I have an amazing marriage. I have an amazing, my life is just, when you get into the inner circle, You will be humbled first, and then you will start learning, relearning. All right. You can have it better. Even if what you have is good, it's perfect. Trust me, you can have it better and you will be able to rethink your journey. I am so privileged to actually be a coach to Pastor Benedicta. She shared her journey about her children, the things they've done, and how they've been able to navigate through the system. And, I love the part she said that coach also shares with us what her problems are. Oh, I have plenty. When you're in the inner circle, you're privileged to hear all of the journeys. When I remember when I shared with them about crush, and everybody remembers what evil means. If you're in the inner circle, that's an inside joke. All right, so that's by the way. And really, she's been able to replicate these journeys. And tomorrow, we're going to have yet another inner circle parent sharing with us on our journey. Now, the inner circle is an annual program that runs through the year, right? It runs through the year. It's 100,000 naira a year, 170,000 naira per couple if you're going to be joining with your spouse. But believe you me, everything that you pay money, so we are reputed to actually give you 10 times the value. That's something that I got, that I was given to do. That when people pay for a program, you will deliver 10 times the value they've paid for. Ask anywhere. Even if you're on a free journey, on a free class, you get 10 times the value of your time and your space. So imagine what happens when you pay for it. You get 10 times the value. So I know my name. If the inner circle is billed at a 1 million naira, it is still more than that word. So it is not in the money you're paying. Trust me. It's in the journey that transforms, that cooks you totally. And then you become this person that even everybody around you, wonders what has happened to you. So book your slot today so that we don't tell you that you cannot join us by the 1st of December 2023. And if you're on the waiting list, trust me, you're in for something. But hey, you will roll to get access to the best coach you can ever think of. No, it is not bragging. No, respectfully speaking, that is the truth. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And it's been an amazing journey with Pastor Benedicta, all right, who has shared her journey with her 4 children and all of the things that she's been and she's done. All right, if you're here, somebody said, I want to join the December course. Simply look at my screen. All of the details you need is actually on my screen to be able to join. Is it that you pay 100,000 naira full payment now and be on the wait list, or you pay 5,000 naira and split your payment between now and December 1st? No, we're not saying that 100,000 naira is not a lot of money. We're saying that what you gain for 100,000 naira will wow and blow your mind. Trust me, I know that, like I know my name. And don't get it twisted. I am called for a generation at such a time as this. Because in every dispensation, God brings people who will change a system. I am called for the change that will happen in Africa. I know it. And all of us are actually parents for a time like this. Thank you again for joining me. All right. And see you tomorrow again at 8 o'clock on my intentional parenting journey. I will bring you another amazing yada with another amazing journey. Do not miss it. You can always catch replays on all of these journeys on our YouTube channel. All right. You just see my intentional parenting journey. And hey, thank you so much. I look forward to being your coach. And when I become one to you, of course, you know why I will be that coach that you've always wanted. I'm the only coach you have, and you don't need another one. Trust me. Have a good day and have a wonderful day. Looking forward to seeing you at the inner circle.